Oh, welcome to a new moon that we all need. And here it is, poof, April 1st, 2022. And it is new moon energy time, new moon in Aries, the Ram moving forward. Let's do it. Let's go. Let's take advantage of this energy. This is what we've been praying for. This is what we've been longing for. And it's here. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac, so it's a lot of new beginning energy. And sweet Lord, I didn't always understand astrology, and I still don't to this day, but I know that this new moon ignition, prepare for power, has a feeling to it that we are able to access. So suspend disbelief. Just imagine it could be true. I mean, seriously, we couldn't imagine how to make a quasar or a black hole. So maybe there really is something about this. And I tell you, it is so freaking powerful right now. What we have available to us on the planet, what we have been sending out rockets of desire for, as Abraham Hicks says, what we have been longing for, what we've been praying for, what we've been talking about, we are now having an opportunity to birth with the support of the heavens and the earth today, specifically our sun, our moon, and our earth. And as they, in this new moon period, as the moon, the reflection of the moon, I just said moon, that was kind of fun, that's a new word, as the moon is obscured, where we're not seeing the moon reflect the light of the sun, over the next 2 weeks, as the moon becomes full, there is going to be a flood from the galaxies, from the heavens, from the earth, of pure life force, creative energy for you, for me, and for everyone to create the life of our deepest dreams. With gusto, with power. A new moon in Aries is no time to just want to do something little, although you can do whatever you want. But this is a time that if you have a bold dream, go for it. If you want to go on an adventure, have at it. You're being supported uniquely at this time. I mean, do those things other times too. But right now, it is such a time that we are being supported to take like the bull by the horns or the ram by the horns and move forward with courage, with chutzpah, with strength. And there might be some obstacles, but this specific new moon having the energy of Chiron is being conjunct with it. And what that means is Chiron represents the wounded healer. This is a time that very old wounds can be healed. Very old wounds, which for most of us human beings has to do with our safety and security to actually be our full selves and go create the life of our dreams. It's an amazing thing to create the life of your dreams. It is just taking step by step by step by step in alignment with that which you long for. And it can be terrifying. Oh my God, I have been terrified regularly. I have been terrified as much by achieving what I long for as not getting what I long for. But it's a different kind of thing. That what I call terrifying is actually a huge influx of energy that I may have called rampant anxiety and panic before. And now I can be with and say, it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. So this new moon is telling you, I'm telling you, it's okay to imagine your life and the world the way you know it could be. It's okay to go create new, amazing things. It's okay to talk about it with those people who will support you. It's okay to be in this moment and allowing this ignition, allowing the energy that I've had the great blessing to receive and cultivate and flow as a channel through this forum to you and to everyone allow it to bring you relief from the state of lack, to allow you to come into true prosperity, which means to grow. Prosper means to grow and expand. And allow something greater than you to help, to serve. Oh, that makes the universe so happy. This great divine creation will reflect to us whatever we're putting out there. But when we're reflecting, oh, great, wonderful stuff, boy, does it love that. And I can tell you that's why I call this forum that sponsors the New Moon Ignition Prepare for Power, the Galactic Council of Women, All Genders Welcome, because I have been making those bold steps to align myself with something greater, to create something new, all in the name of real health, real happiness, real prosperity plus. And in this new moon energy, I'm actually with the amazing, I say it's always the royal I, because what do we really do alone? Except go to God, by the way. That's the thing. We go one by one to the divine within us. But the paradox is we don't have to be solo, alone, afraid doing it. But we are also releasing this coming month an app. Dreams come true for Cindy Lou and the Creative Force team of the Galactic Council of Women All Genders Welcome. It's called Prosper Plus. It's releasing to the Galactic Council on April 6th and then to the world later in April. And that is, when I was researching the energy of this new moon, I was so grateful to me. I mean, do that right now. Have you ever just said, oh, thank you, self? I often do that. I remember when I was a young mom and I was on the PTO and doing all these things, and there would be these yearly projects, and they involved a lot of detail. When I would come to do it the next year, it would be like reinventing the wheel because I'd really forgotten what needed to be done. And when I would have the occasion to find a folder for me saying, Cindy, these are the steps you need to do, I would thank my past self. Cindy, I love you. Thank you. So I'm thanking myself, and I'm thanking all of the other people on behalf of the Galactic Council of Women All Genders Welcome who have been taking these steps to prepare to live the life of our dreams, which always includes service. Real happiness lies in making other people happy, not from force or codependency, but from the place of naturally radiating that anything is possible. The world we're living in right now, if you're ever shocked by what's going on in the world, you know anything's possible. And I made a decision many years ago, if that kind of crapola is possible, well, why not kind of crazy, fabulous stuff possible? That is exactly what a new moon in Aries is for, what exactly it is setting the energy for. What are your wildest dreams? And I say plus, because my wildest dreams are being created plus, beyond even, thank you, Infinite Greater, right now. And those old wounds that have to do with not being able, not being cared for, not having enough, those wounds in this moment are being dissolved. There is infinite supply available to you. There are infinite resources. There are so many people like me, like so many others that I know, and specifically the ones supporting the Galactic Council of Women All Genders Welcome, that are creating and have been creating a life that is now emanating just what everybody needs. So it's an extraordinary time for Aries. How great is that? It's a cardinal sign too, so there's a lot of initiating energy. So go for it. Go for it. Go for it. And since this is a new moon ignition, any of you that have been with me before know that there is a 5-step beautiful process to harness this power of the feminine divine that's manifested in the moon, which reflects the light of the sun. If you know me by now, you know that Cynthia, which is my given name, thank you, Mama and Papa, means moon goddess. So I love reflecting the light of the sun, and I love that the moon, that a woman's body moves in time with the phases of the moon, and the oceans move in time with that too, that we're so uniquely linked. And this new moon time is a time to ovulate, to literally send out the invitation to create. And you can be creating new life forms, but since my shop is now closed on that this lifetime, what I get to create, and always have been anyway, is to call on the active energy of my intentional heart and soul to impregnate, to grow, to bring to completion the blueprint for a life really worth living. So that I know that when I take my last breath, or even my next breath, that I'm living a life that's in alignment with what I've always longed for. And since this new moon falls on April 1st, stay tuned for my Power of April podcast, also releasing very soon. Let's be April fools. How about, let's just be fools for April. It's just a beautiful month. I don't know why we decided to have taxes. I get it. I know we can have why because of the year calendar, fiscal year ends, and then the documents have to come out, and you have time to prepare them. But April is like, who wouldn't want to look forward to April, at least in the hemisphere that I'm in when it's spring? And I imagine it's probably October in the other hemisphere, southern hemisphere. I don't even know what hemisphere I'm in right now. Isn't that so wonderful? I'm an earthling. I'm welcoming to that. But April is just so wonderful. I think that the greatest strength of character that a human being can have is being willing to be silly or foolish in the name of love, in the name of true power. I think it may be silly or foolish to call myself the Empress of Infinite Supply and Radiant Love, and other people to call them the magnificent names that they have called themselves: the Lightbringer, the Illuminator, Montana Beastmaster, Granite, the Ever Evolver, the Joyful Cantress of the New Life, the Smiling Witness, and on and on and on. Amazing names, because this is the kind of play that frees us from the bindings of shame, of no, of not enough, of separateness. So as this new moon becomes full over the next 2 weeks, and whenever you're listening to this, if it's not directly on April 1st, oh my goodness, just travel with me in the eternal now, where we always meet anyway. I'm always in the eternal now. You know that song, I Know a Place, I'll Take You There, Ain't Nobody Crying, I'll Take You There. I think it was the Staple Singers or Sisters. I don't know. Well, in any event, that's the eternal now. We're in it right now. So we can always go to that and have full energy available to us. So let's prepare for power. And one of the greatest ways to prepare for power is to sit or stand. And if you lay with dignity, preferably on your right side. It's just a pranic healing thing. It helps your spleen chakra stay open, blah, blah, blah. I actually don't know why that's more important than the liver chakras, but I kind of get it with the immune system. So we'll go for it. Or however it is that you feel whole. Even if you're driving a car right now, keep your consciousness aware enough so you can be with everyone else. But just take some deep breaths into dignity. I always like to say, make sure your chin isn't cocked up or even hunched out. Pull it back a little and down. We tend to really crunch our neck. We're either looking down at devices or we're craned up, and that cerebral spinal fluid, which also the path of the Kundalini energy or the life force energy of our spine moves up and down in, really wants to flow freely. And take the 360-degree breaths in through your nose, can come out through your nose or your mouth. Your tongue is rested loosely behind your front teeth on the top of your palate. Your eyes are closed gently. The forehead is relaxed, but your gaze, your internal gaze with your eyes closed, is to your ajna center, which is right between the eyebrows. Your pelvic floor is relaxed. You might even want to squeeze and relax your buttocks. Let your feet be relaxed. Let your hands be relaxed. And if you want, have them up, fingers up like antennae to receive. This is like the recipe for entering a fully alive, receptive state. And as you breathe 360 degrees, what that means is that it's not just upper chest breathing. It's not this. It is lower belly out to upper chest to upper, middle chest to upper chest. It's the sides coming out. It's the back. You have ribs in the back that open also when you breathe. We tend to concentrate more in the front because it's what we see. But our ribs have generated from gills, if you're of that kind of creation viewpoint, and open like Venetian blinds or like gills when we inhale and exhale. And truly, prana or life force energy, which rides on oxygen molecules, can be called in from every bit of your body, from the bottom of your feet to the top of your hair. And imagine that right now as you breathe in, rushing in all to your body is this life-giving, rejuvenating energy. And as you exhale, you're just sharing yourself. There's nothing yucky about you. You're just sharing what you are letting go of. The air knows what to do with that. Vayu in Sanskrit. Om Vayuve Namaha. And you can move your arms and your body in time with this breath and have some fun with it as well. Maybe even imagining when you're contracted, like you're the new moon, just ready to open as we are right now to receive. And on the fullness of your breath, it's the full moon, full reception. And then breathing back in as we go into the other phases of the moon. And in this highly receptive state, being fully prepared for the power or the ability that is being cultivated within you and transmitted to you, we go to step 1, which is to let go of that which is old, dusty, no longer serves us. I'm going to guide you to imagine in front of you. You don't have to see it with your physical eyes, just your mind's eye, somewhere in front of you on the floor, maybe 12 feet away, is a triangle drawn in blue light. And it's just a blue light triangle, and there's empty space in it. And what you're going to do now is on each out breath, you're going to blow old limiting thoughts out of your energy structure into that blue triangle that just, it sticks to it. The triangle wants it. Whether it is about your intellectual capabilities, about your finances, about your body, blow the angst, blow the pain. Whether it's thoughts about the world, the fear of the world, or judgments about others and what's going on, blow anything that doesn't come from universal perspective of unconditional love to that blue triangle. If you've been hurt by anyone or shocked by their actions, blow those actions that hurt into the triangle. And if you are in such a state, blow all of the actions, thoughts, and feelings that have ever existed, do exist, or will exist into that blue triangle for transformation. And now commanding that it stay in that blue triangle, you can tap your throat center if you want, or just imagine with your dominant hand making a paint, blue, medium blue, light colored paint, very thick paint. Paint that whole blue triangle. And what this is doing is it's stabilizing all of those energies so it stays within this forum of transmutation. And once it's completely painted, using your authority, close it back up into a very, very, very small triangle, one that you can pick up in your hands. And then imagine that you see up in your upper sight, your upper energetic sight, the hands of however you know the greater, whether it's just pure light and love, whether you know it as a personified God, as Christ, as Jesus, Buddha, Baba, and then send this fully up to the greater for transformation, transmutation, for care, for healing. And then cleanse your hands, fully letting go and feeling the peace that the greater is taking care of this now. You've taken a stand, you've sent which you have taken on yourself unnecessarily, although very naturally here as humans, and now it's being taken care of. You can rest. And then slide in through the portal to the second step in the 5 steps for this new moon ignition, which is to imagine the life that you long to live and imagine a world that you long to live in. Specifically right now with this energy, this new moon energy in Aries. See yourself with the body health that you long for, the health of others that you long for. Feel what it would like to be so financially free and prosperous, of your wildest dreams, that perhaps the only decision is how best to serve with those power agreements, those squiggles people call money. Imagine how it is to be with your divine right partner, loving and being loved, and growing together in that infinite connection, divinely orchestrated experience of companionship, partnership, and oneness. Imagine the laying down of arms and the laying down of harsh words, whether they're in your mind or whether they're within the communities and groups or families of the world. Imagine what it would feel like to hold and hug those that have been your arch-rival nemesis, or in whatever way you perceived your aggressor, or someone that was harmful to you, or someone that perceived you as harmful to them. Let yourself feel the reconciliation of souls remembering the truth, and see it happening all over the world. And now, knowing that this feeling is magnetizing the creation, the manifestation, the materialization of this in your life and in the world, slide through the portal to step number 3. And you can do this in your mind's eye and do it physically later, whatever you want. And this is to write down that which you intend, that which you affirm. And if you can, using the powerful words, I am. And if you have done this before, you know that the colors of red and gold, or red and yellow, are very high vibrational manifestation colors, as I've learned through my path with pranic healing lineage. So you can write with a gold marker on red paper, or a red marker on yellow paper, whatever works for you. Right now, if you don't have that in front of you, just imagining it. Write down what this is that you are authoring in your sovereignty, in your authority, in your authenticity. This is sacred space. If you want, you can speak it as well. Sacred meaning highly supported by all that is and the forces, the highest light forces of the heavens and the earth. And I'm going to speak mine for this month. I am the loving author of my life. The I that I am is infinite, generous, wise, strong, faithful, discerning, disciplined, powerful, compassionate, loving, and one with the divine. I am flowing with the natural momentum of unconditional love as the life of my highest vibrational potential and service unfolds every day with delightful perfection. I am in love with my life, with how I know God, with my divine right partner of my soul, and with all of creation. I am basking in the universal rhythm of joy manifesting, and I am bravely and courageously and boldly willing to be truly happy, vibrantly healthy, infinitely prosperous, plus. And since we all are one, my new moon ignition will help yours and vice versa. And now we slide into step 4, which is to allow something greater to pour in, to flood in, to align all of the forces of the heavens and the earth to make this so. And see the energy pouring in as the earth and the moon and the sun align. Imagine it coming to you. Imagine how you might see angels, beings of light, forces of the elements of the earth coming, conspiring to assist you. As Goethe says, at the moment of commitment, the universe conspires to assist you. And see how swiftly everything is coming. You might want to even just say this to yourself: I am open and gratefully delighted as my new moon intention materializes swiftly without harm to myself or others. That's always a nice caveat to put in. And then slide into step 5, because the energy is really pulsating now, which is have fun as this manifests. Have fun playing. Have fun trying new things. Have fun being bold. Have fun letting go. Let the imagination of your youth that had no restrictions combined with the wisdom of your adult self, and let yourself play, relax, have fun, be revitalized and restored. Let yourself be inspired and go for it. And let obstacles dissolve, like in Somewhere Over the Rainbow, where troubles melt like lemon drops. A little bit of sour, ooh, and then so sweet. And then coming back to your presence, knowing that this has been ignited and activated for you, for us, and that we each are interrelated and we are interdependent. Not codependent, but interdependent. We affect one another. There's the paradox of you are a sovereign being, and then of course we affect one another. I love the song, Let There Be Peace on Earth and Let It Begin with Me. I've said that when it's time, after I skedaddle, my soul skedaddles, drops my body and goes to the other side, I would love that song played and sung. And it's kind of a hard song to sing, but I'm going to sing it today in a little bit of a different way for us all. And it goes like this. Let there be peace on earth, and let it begin with we. Let there be peace on earth, the peace that was meant to be. With the greater as our parent, creation all are we. Let us play with each other in perfect harmony. Let peace and joy and happiness and health and vibrancy and prosperity and more begin with we. Let this be the moment now. With every breath I take, let this be our solemn vow, to take each moment and live each moment in peace eternally. Let there be peace plus on earth, and let it begin with we. And let's go wee, wee, wee all the way home. Thank you for being with me today, dear, wonderful, spectacular, amazing, crazy, great people. Love and new moon blessings. Mwah.